Hey out there, Internet. In my last video, I completely forgot to show you some of the things I'll be doing in some upcoming videos. First, as you can see, I got this little ceramic pumpkin with a little skull on it. I think we can do better than the current paint job. As you can see, some of the silver color just doesn't look great. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and give this a little bit of Harvest Peach. Excuse me. Just doing it real light in there. Because what I'm going to do over this is I'm going to give it some white. I just cleaned my workshop here and it's a little dusty, so I'm sneezing a little bit. But we'll get through this pretty quick. Let's go over that with some white. Excuse me. Give me one of those evenings, I think. And we'll just cover this up with some white. Just give us a good canvas to work with once that all dries. And I'll work on this in a different video. So I'm just going to kind of scoop this off screen here. And you can still kind of see it, but that's okay. So, in the last video I was talking a little bit about some of the stencils and things like that that I went and picked up the other day. Now, if you watched my last video, you already saw one. You saw this this pickup truck. I think that piece came out pretty well. If you didn't, I'll put a link to that video in the description below, so you can go and check it out. So, if you ever use some stencils, you don't take your paper off, no big deal. It's just a wooden piece. You can go ahead and use an X-Acto knife or something to pull all that paper off. Next thing I'll show you, I just picked up some basic shapes that we can paint with. This one's just kind of a pumpkin looking thing. Nice way to outline a painting. And we can do something with that. Maybe instead of a planet, we'll do a pumpkin. I did pick up a jack-o'-lantern one as well. I think that'll be pretty fun to do. I'm going to find a Jolly Roger there. We also have can't have Halloween without your haunted house, so we'll make sure we do something with that. And what is Halloween without some ghosts? There's some little ghosty guys right here. We got a whole pack of those. We got some little jack-o'-lanterns. Those will be fun to work with. And you know, the cat. I'm gonna go with a black cat on Halloween, right? So just for kind of some chuckles here, I already prepped a piece of paper. Sorry for my congestion. Prepped a piece of paper, painted it orange, just so we can kind of play with this a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead with our big old pumpkin face right there. Just to show you some of the things we could probably pull off with this. So I'm going to grab some of my handy rocks that I keep around in the workshop. I'm just going to weight this down a little bit here, just to get it to go all the way down, because it's starting to try to lift up on this side. So with our Harvest Peach, we're going to go right in here, into the eyes, and the mouth, and the nose. Right there. Just like that. And on the outsides, just so you get an idea what this is going to look like, we're going to go back in there with our black. I'm going to go ahead and just give it kind of a black outline. I'm not going to do a full painting here. This again is just to show you some of the stuff I picked up. Kind of a filler video. I'm not going to call this isn't going to be part of the Spray Painting with Joe series. So just showing off some of the stuff I picked up. You see there's some little bit of overspray right there. Normally what I would like to do is cover this before I go ahead and do the black background, but that's okay. I'm just going to touch it up by hand there. And I think that's going to be good enough right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pop this jack-o'-lantern face back off. Just like this. I find a good spot to grip it. Just like that. And there's your jack-o'-lantern face right there. We do some other things up on the top there to try to turn that into a proper jack-o'-lantern head there. Let me see if I got a bowl here that we can work with. Yeah. So I'm going to just take some satin nutmeg right here. If it would cooperate, that'd be great, huh? Good. Should have thrown a mask on. So I'm just going to take a brush. Just going to brush in some satin brown, or some satin nutmeg there to just give us a bit of a stem. And you can touch that up later. That just kind of gives you an idea what you can do with these. Just like that. You can go in there with your black paint on a separate brush. I'm just putting some black paint in a bowl offside here. You just grab some brush. You can kind of do your lines for your jack-o'-lantern, just to give it a little bit more of a jack-o'-lantern feel. I'm not going to go too crazy on this one, just to give you an idea of what we have here. It's looking a little bit more like a jack-o'-lantern. That kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with just some interesting pieces like that. Some bits of wood, you can get those at your local craft store. I went to a local dollar store and got this stuff. I did cut another little piece of paper. This is just kind of school supply sort of roll out paper. Sometimes it's good for blocking things out, or if you're just in a painting mood but you don't want to use a canvas or a poster board, you can just roll some of this out and set it up like that. So yeah, it's just kind of what's left of it. It's quite a lot. I got another one. They'll be doing a whole series on where I'm going to be making an endless spacescape to bring to some craft shows and things like that. So the reason I brought this out is we have our little ghosty here. I'm going to go ahead and cover that top hole. This is actually a hole to put it on a piece of twine, so we don't really need that. We don't really want it coming through, so we're going to go ahead and cover it. A little piece of tape like that, and just like that. This is a pretty simple thing to do. You can use a bunch of these to set up. So just like that. I'm going to go right here with our black. So you have an idea of what that would look like. Many different things you can do with little stencils you find. This isn't even a stencil. This is actually a decoration. So just to give you an idea of what things like this can do for you. So I just wanted to give you a little update on that, because I felt like I cheated you a little bit by not showing you some of the stuff I picked up. But I'll call this video a day. Thank you for joining me. It's a nice short one. If there's something in particular you'd like to see with these decorations, you go ahead, comment below, let me know. Oh, I also picked up some little bats too that we can do some stuff with. Plan on using some of those in front of like a moon or something, maybe a big moonscape. See how that looks. Again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.